Hi guys, welcome to a new streaming video from Rui Silva, also known as mtgoguy. I'm going to crack some packs of Magic Origins from a Magic Origin box. I already did a video. I weighted all the packs in this box, and the heavier ones all had file cards. These ones won't have any files, but as I only cracked open a mythic, I'm gonna do the rest of the videos. So, passing the commons to a Gemdate Tome, a Blood Curse Knight, and a Glar Root Trapper as the uncommons, and a Hollowed Moonlight for the rare. It's an instant, 1 mana, 1 white mana, 1 generic. Until end of turn, if a creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. Draw a card. A forest and flavor cards. So let's crack a Liliana to see if she's there. Gonna do this more or less quickly if the boosters help. So, common. Then the uncommons: Sky Snare Spider, Top Tier Engineer, a Thunderclap Wyvern, and not a Liliana. Dark Petition, Black Sorcery, 3 generic, 2 blacks. Search your library for a card and then put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. If you have a Spell Mastery, if there are 2 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, add 3 black manas to your mana pool. So a little bit of a tutor and Dark Ritual. Nice enough. Let's continue. A Jace one. So far only correct a mythic. Can't remember what it was. It was a few days ago. Okay, the commons. Some old ones, reprints. A Nightly Valor as for the first uncommon, Ravaging Blaze, Elemental Bond, yet Jace Sanctum as the rare. And enchantments: 3 generic, 1 blue. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you can scry 1. Not that bad, not that good. Another one. All the videos that I saw of Magic Origins unboxing, all of them had three mythics, so there should be 2 more at least on the non-open boosters that I got. Okay, another Knightly Valor, Undercity Troll, Citadel Castellan, and Talent of the Telepath. Sorcery, 2 generic, 2 blue. Target opponent reveals the top 7 cards of his or her library. You may cast an instant or sorcery card from among them without paying its mana cost. Then that player puts the rest into his or her graveyard. It has a spell mastery. If there are 2 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, you may cast up to 2 revealed instant and or sorcery cards instead of 1. This is good because it lets you use the other player's, your opponent's card, so it's a nice thing to do. Okay, let's open a Chandra one. Okay, so let's pass the commons. And to the uncommons: a Goblin Glory Chaser, Towergeist, a Whirler Rogue, and a Priest of the Bloodbright. Human Cleric for 3 generics, 2 blacks, 2/2. When Priest of the Bloodbright enters the battlefield, put a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying onto the battlefield. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 2 life. So let's crack another. And again, let's do this quicker. Okay, Tormented Thoughts, a Gnarlroot Trapper, and a Sylvan Messenger as uncommons, and a Mage Ring Responder. 7/7 artifact golem creature for 7 generic. A Mage Ring Responder doesn't untap during your untap step. You can pay 7 and untap Mage Ring Responder, and whenever Mage Ring Responder attacks, it deals 7 damage to target creature defending player controls. It's a good kill, but I don't think it has standard play. Little mixed up. Let's crack another. Okay, the commons. And the uncommons: Mage Ring Network, Ramroller, a Seismic Elemental, and a Yavimaya Coast. Painland that adds 1 to your mana pool, or a green or blue mana if and it deals 1 damage to you. A swamp and a topter token. Let's open another one. Oh, this was quick. The commons. Okay, so we have a Conclave Naturalist, a Celestial Starfest, and Necromantic Summons, and a Despoiler of Souls. Horror creature, 3/1 for 2 mana, 2 black mana, and it can block. And if you pay 2 black mana, you can exile 2 other creature cards from your graveyard, and you can return the Spoiler of Souls from your graveyard directly into the battlefield. Okay, a swamp and an elemental token. Okay, the commons. And the uncommons. Chief of the Foundry, a Sentinel of the Eternal Watch, Consecrated by Blood, and an Outland Colossus as the rare. 3 generic 2 greens, a giant creature for 6/6 with renown 6. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, if it isn't renowned, put 6+1/+1 counters on it and it becomes renowned. And this Colossus can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, so it's with the renown it will kill almost anything if it can get killed first by sacrifice or by countering the spell. Okay, so the commons, and for the uncommons we've got Angel Stomp, Wyned Elite, Jessian Thief, and another rare Infinite Obliteration, a sorcery for 2 black manas and 1 generic. You name a creature card, search target opponent graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with that name, and exile them. Then that player shuffles his or his library, or her library. And a Thopter token. Let's open another Liliana. Okay, so the commons. And the uncommons: a Murder Investigation, Rogue's Passage, a Necromantic Summons, and the second mythic on this box. It's Scythian, Hero of Akros, 2/1 for 1 white. It's a legendary creature, human soldier. At the end of combat, if Kythion, Hero of Akros, and at least 2 other creatures attack this combat, exile Kythion, then return him to the battlefield, transform under his owner control. And if you pay 2 generic and 1 white, Kythian gains indestructible until the end of turn. So if he is exiled, it turns into my first planeswalker from all the boxes that I open. A Gideon, Battleforged, and it has 3 loyal counters on it, and if you put 2 more level 2 counters on it. Up to 1 target creature an opponent controls attack Gideon Blade Forge during this controller next turn if able. If you put 1 more, or if you put 1, until your next turn target creatures gain indestructible and you can untap that creature. Or 0, until end of turn, Gideon Battle Forge becomes a 4/4 human soldier creature with indestructible that's still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. So it's a bit of a defense. Okay. Checklist of the planeswalkers with the magic symbol. I have to check, I don't know if this is like this or not. It probably is. Okay. So let's crack another one. It supposedly has there's another mythic on this box and hopefully another planeswalker. Okay, the comments, and then comments: Ravaging Blaze, a Murder Investigation, Edwine and Zalit, and another Rare Hierarch. Honored Hierarch. 1141 green. It's a Newman Druid, and it has Renown 1. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, if it isn't renowned, put a +1/+1 counter on it, it becomes renowned. And as long as Honored Hierarch is renowned, it has Vigilance, and you can add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Okay, the planes and this. So another one. Let's pass. I like this one. The commons. Okay, the uncommons are Gather the Pack, Magmatic Insight, and Consecrated by Blood. And there's a rare, it's the second one on this box, PN Kiran Nalar, 2/2 legendary creature, human artificer, for 2 red and 2 generics. When PN Kiran Nalar enters the battlefield, put 2 one colorless top tier artifact creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. And if you pay 2 generic, 1 red, you can sacrifice an artifact. PN Kiran Nalar deals 2 damage to target creature or player. There are a lot of cards that put colorless 1/1 top tier artifact creatures, so it can be a good deck for standard. I have to check the other cards. And the zombie token. So let's crack another one. Yeah, let's try to leave the packs more or less intact. Okay, Clash of Wills, Sky Snare Spider, and Kirapur Etheric Reeds as the uncommons, and a Guilt Leaf Winnower, yes, Elf Warrior creature for 3 for 3 generic, 2 black. It has menace. These creatures can be blocked except by 2 or more creatures, and when Guilt Lift Winnower enters the battlefield, you may destroy target non-elf creatures whose power and toughness aren't equal. Okay. Let's crack some more. let's get through the comments. Okay, so I got a Revenant, an Undercity Troll, and a Flashback Marauder as the uncommons, and the second Graveblade Marauder on this box. It's a human warrior creature with 2 generic 1 black with Death Touch. Any amount of damage this deals to creature is enough to destroy it. It's a 1/4, so you can kill a lot of creatures while blocking some bigger menaces. And whenever Graveblade Marauder deals combat damage to a player, that player loses life equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So this must be good for a blue-black discard card deck. Maybe can have some potential, I don't know. It's currently rated as a bulk rare. I don't know, I see potential for only 3 mana and only one black. Let's see what the future holds. Well, let's pass quickly to the commons, and then commons: Nightly Valor, Somberwald Alpha, and Meteorite. And the third mythic, it's Archangel of Tides, an angel, a 3/5 flying creature for 3 whites and 1 generic mana. And as long as Archangel of Tides is untapped, creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. And as long as Archangel of Tides is attacking, creatures can't block unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. So it's very heavy on the white mana, but it can see some play. It's an angel, so everybody loves angels. And we got the Jace emblem. So I've gotta go now. I still have 3, 6, and probably there aren't any files in this, as I've said on the other video I did. They waited more, so I crack open all of the file cards on this box, and I probably will sell these packs, saying that they don't have any file on it, and probably no mythic rare on them, but it can has some mythic rare. But if I sell them, I will say that to everyone, to anyone who buys me. So thank you for watching. You can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and on unpeopled.com with mtgoguy or mtgo_guy. If you play Magic Online, you can also visit my bots, common_guy and rare_guy. You can send me a message and I will give you some credit for them if you play Magic Online free of charge. You can subscribe my channels for it if you want. And thank you very much. We'll see you soon with more booster openings or other shenanigans or reviews and gameplays of the games I play. So thank you very much. I see you soon, guys.